Did you know that Louise Hay documented exactly 9 male weaknesses you can exploit to have any man eating out of your hand, while most women beg for attention like starving cats? Those who know these secrets have men begging for them. These weaknesses are so deep, they're etched into their DNA. And when you exploit them correctly, they can't resist, even if they wanted to. Have you ever wondered why a man can spend hours perfecting his Instagram profile? The answer lies in the first weakness Louise Hay identified: his desperate addiction to external validation. And this is where most women make the biggest mistake of their lives. You see, men are biologically programmed to seek constant approval. Every like, every comment, every acknowledgement triggers the same pleasure centers in their brain as a drug. It's literally a chemical addiction. And when you understand this, you have the power to control their supply. Here comes the strategy inspired by Louise Hay that will change your game forever. Become the provider of his favorite drug, but control the doses. When he posts something seeking validation, don't be the first to hit. Let him wait. When he tells you about an achievement, don't shower him with praise right away. Say something like, "That's interesting," and change the subject. This isn't about being mean, it's about being strategic. You're creating scarcity of something he desperately needs, and when you finally give him that validation he's craving, it becomes pure gold to him. A simple "you're amazing" from you will be worth more than 100 comments from other girls. The trap that 95% of women fall into is giving them validation for free, like it's tap water. You like all his posts, tell him he's successful every day, fill him with compliments hoping he'll reciprocate. But, sister, that's where you completely screwed up. When you give him constant validation, his brain gets used to it. He no longer needs to work for your attention because it's guaranteed. You become that girl who's always there, predictable and boring. And men don't fall for the predictable, they fall for what they can't control. The key is in the timing and intensity. Give him validation when he's truly earned it, when he's done something you genuinely admire, but do it unexpectedly, when he least expects it. This creates what psychologists call intermittent reinforcement, the same principle that makes slot machines addictive. Look, if you really want to master this game and uncover the other 8 weaknesses that can make any man obsess over you, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel, because what comes next is even more powerful. And I only share it with those who are truly committed to transforming their love life. But be warned, once you master this first weakness, there's no going back. Men will start behaving differently around you. They'll seek your attention in ways you never imagined. Beautiful. Show the world your radiance. Comment below how you perceive yourself, and write luxury if you know you're unique and unforgettable. Come on, let your voice be heard. And that brings us to the second weakness, one so subtle that most women don't even know it exists. But when you master it, you can literally make a man unable to get you out of his head for a single second of the day. This second weakness, I promised you, is so lethal it can keep a man up all night thinking about you, checking his phone every 5 minutes waiting for your message. It's called uncertainty, and it's the most powerful psychological weapon at your disposal. Here's the brutal truth. Nobody tells you predictability kills passion faster than a bucket of ice water. When a man knows exactly what to expect from you, when you'll reply, what you'll say, where you'll take him, his brain literally shuts off. Routine is the mortal enemy of attraction. Why do you think men obsess over women who challenge them? It's not masochism, it's pure biology. Their male brain is designed to be drawn to the unpredictable, to what they can't fully control. It's a survival instinct from caveman days. The female they couldn't predict was the strongest, the most valuable, the one who could protect them best. Most women make the mistake of becoming too available too fast. They reply instantly, plan predictable dates, share every detail of their lives. They think being an open book will build trust, but all it builds is deadly boredom. Louise Hay taught that self-love creates magnetism, but she also said the key is to keep your essence unpredictable. And this is where the strategy comes in that will completely revolutionize your game. First, break your communication patterns. If you normally reply in 5 minutes, sometimes wait 2 hours without explanation. If you always plan romantic outings, suddenly take him somewhere completely unexpected. It's not about being distant. It's about keeping his mind working, guessing, imagining. Second, use the power of strategic absence. Disappear for short periods without warning, not every day, but unpredictably. When you return, don't explain where you were. Just say, "Hey, handsome," as if nothing happened. That uncertainty about your time and attention will drive him wild. The key here is balance. You can't be completely unpredictable because that turns into chaos, but you can't be completely predictable either because that turns into boredom. You need that constant tension between, "I know she likes me, but I don't know what she'll do next." When you master this uncertainty, something magical will start to happen. He'll begin chasing you subtly. He'll text you more often, start more conversations, find excuses to see you. His brain will interpret your unpredictability as high value, and men always chase what they perceive as valuable. But here comes something even more powerful, something that pairs perfectly with uncertainty. It's a skill few women have, but when you develop it, you can literally read his soul and make him feel completely understood and connected to you. It's what seduction experts call the emotional mirror. And when you combine it with the primal fear all men secretly carry, you'll have an absolutely devastating power of attraction. Third, control the information you share. Don't tell him every detail of your day. Leave gaps in your story. When he asks what you did yesterday, don't say, "I went to work, then the gym, then watched Netflix." Say something like, "I had an interesting day," and change the subject. Those empty spaces will be filled by his imagination, and trust me, his imagination will work in your favor. That devastating power I mentioned is based on two weaknesses that work together like an emotional nuclear bomb: the emotional mirror and his deepest fear of replacement. When you combine them correctly, you can literally make a man feel like you're the only person in the world who truly understands him. Let's start with the emotional mirror, a technique so powerful that therapists charge thousands of dollars to teach it. Here's the secret. When you can name exactly what a man is feeling before he even says it, you trigger a neurological connection that releases oxytocin straight into his bloodstream. It's like injecting him with trust and attraction intravenously. Most women, when they see a man upset, do one of two dumb things. Either they ignore him hoping it'll pass, or they immediately try to fix the problem. But you're going to do something complete. When you see him quiet or tense, don't say, "What's wrong?" like everyone else. Instead, observe his body language, his tone of voice, the tension in his face, and then say something like, "You seem frustrated because you feel like nobody's valuing what you really bring to the table." Boom. His reaction will be immediate. "Exactly? How did you know?" When you name exactly what he's feeling, his brain thinks, "This woman sees me, she really gets me." And that feeling of being seen and understood is more addictive to a man than any drug. You'll be the only woman in his life who truly connects him to his deepest emotions. But here comes the part inspired by Louise Hay. Once you establish that deep emotional connection, you're going to trigger his most powerful primal fear, the absolute terror of replacement. Every man, without exception, carries this fear in his DNA, the possibility that another woman might come and steal your attention. This fear dates back to prehistoric times when men relied on women to secure their legacy. If she left him for another, his lineage was lost. Even though it's no longer about genetic survival today, that instinct is still hardwired in his reptilian brain, and when you know how to activate it subtly, he'll do everything to ensure you never leave him. Subscribe now and join our community to shine as the luxury you are. The strategy is simple but devastating. After building that deep emotional connection, introduce very subtle elements of competition. Don't flaunt other men directly. That's amateur. Instead, casually mention you have plans with some friends, an important meeting, or that someone invited you to something interesting. When he asks for details, be vague. "Oh, it's nothing big, just work stuff." But let your body language and energy say otherwise. That incongruity will trip his alarm system. His brain will start filling in the blanks with his own fears. Who's she with? Are there other guys? Is she losing interest in me? The real power of this technique lies in the timing. First, you make him feel completely seen and understood with the emotional mirror. Then, When he's at his most vulnerable and connected to you, you introduce uncertainty about your availability. It's like giving him the purest drug he's ever tasted and then hinting it might not always be available. His reaction will be immediate. He'll start texting you more, seeking more time with you, doing things to impress you that he never did before. Not because you're manipulative, but because you've tapped into his deepest instincts to secure what he perceives as valuable. So far, we've covered the addiction to validation, the power of uncertainty, emotional mirroring, and the fear of replacement. But sister, if you think this is intense, wait until you hear what's next, because the following weaknesses touch something even deeper: his desperate need to feel secure with a woman who has true feminine presence. And when you master this, you won't just have his attraction, you'll have his respect and complete devotion. We've reached the moment of truth, sister. The weaknesses I'm about to reveal are so profound they touch the very core of what men seek in a woman. They're the weapons that separate ordinary women from those with an absolutely irresistible magnetic power. The fifth weakness is his desperate need for emotional security. But here's the trick that 99% of women don't get. They're not looking for someone to protect them from the outside world. They're looking for someone to protect them from their own internal emotional chaos. They need a woman who's their rock when they turn into a hurricane. When a man is in the middle of an emotional storm, yelling, frustrated, causing drama, your reaction in those first 30 seconds determines whether he'll respect you forever or lose respect for you permanently. Most women crumble, get nervous, start apologizing, or try to calm him with desperate words. Fatal mistake. Here's what you'll do instead. Become the absolute calm in the middle of his storm. Lower your voice, relax your body, look him straight in the eyes, and with unwavering presence say, "I understand you're hurting. I'm here." That's it. Your calm energy will act like a magnet that instantly soothes him. This emotional containment you show triggers something primal in his brain. His instinct tells him, "This woman can handle my worst version without breaking. If she can handle this, she can handle anything." And that sense of security with your emotional strength makes him addicted to your presence. But here comes the sixth weakness, and this one's devastating: his extreme sensitivity to social status. I'm not just talking about professional success, sister. I'm talking about that aura of respect some women project effortlessly. That presence that makes friends, colleagues, even strangers unconsciously treat you differently. Men have hyper-developed radars for detecting your social standing. They notice how you act at an event, how you talk to the waiter, how other women react to your presence. If they sense low status, their attraction plummets. If they sense high status, their attraction skyrockets. The key here isn't pretending to be something you're not. It's developing true feminine presence. Speak less, but with more weight. Walk with purpose. Never apologize for taking up space. When you enter a room, own it. That quiet confidence and magnetic presence will make him proud to be with you. And now comes the seventh weakness, the most dangerous of all: how they react when you throw their own words back at them. Men say things all the time. "I hate games. Trust is everything. I can't stand being ignored." But then they act in ways that contradict their own statements. Here's the strategy that'll completely disarm him. Store those statements in your memory. When he acts contrary to what he said, calmly and without aggression, throw his words back at him. For example, "You told me trust was the most important thing to you. How does that fit with what you just did?" That soft but direct confrontation with his own contradictions will create cognitive dissonance that leaves him speechless. His brain will panic because he realizes you're paying attention at a level other women don't. And that detailed attention to his words and actions will make him feel completely exposed and, paradoxically, more attracted to you. But the eighth weakness ties it all together: the scarcity of true feminine energy. We live in an era where many women have lost their feminine essence. They're insecure, constantly seeking approval, unable to make firm decisions. When a man meets a woman who genuinely possesses solid feminine presence, it's like finding water in a desert. This feminine energy isn't submission or fragility. It's unwavering calm, the ability to make decisions without hesitation, A presence that says, I've got this without needing words. When you develop this presence, men are naturally drawn to you because it activates their deepest masculinity. And we've reached the ninth and final weakness, the one that can make a man drop everything for you, your unwavering self-respect. This means having non-negotiable standards and the willingness to walk away from any situation, and that realization will make him value you in a way you've never experienced before. These are the 9 weaknesses Louise Hay would have used in the modern game of love. But remember, sister, with great power comes great responsibility. Use these strategies to create authentic connections and powerful relationships, not to hurt or manipulate. Because at the end of the day, true feminine power is about elevating both yourself and the man by your side. There you have it, sister. 9 male weaknesses Louise Hay would have used to dominate the modern game of love, from controlling his addiction to validation to developing unwavering self-respect that makes him see you as the prize you truly are. But here's the final truth. These aren't cheap manipulations, they're natural attraction principles that work because they respect the deepest male psychology. When you apply them with integrity, you don't just get the man you want, you become the woman you deserve to be. If you really want to master your love life and develop that magnetic presence that makes men chase you, subscribe to the channel and give this video a like, because I have more feminine psychology secrets that will completely transform how you connect with men forever.